Okay, gosh.
Hi.
Yeah, hey.
ジャンクルーム
You're supposed to say party people.
Hey,
Sorry.
party people! This is La Spacer.
Yeah, I'm a fan of your radio show, and so I like hearing that.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm holding a plate because there's actually a beat-making classroom off camera right now witnessing this recording, and they have some questions, so they're written on here. But before that, I'd love to introduce you and just express how grateful I am to have you here.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, thank you. And but yeah, well, so earlier we were talking, and we weren't sure if my introduction to your work was at the Bijou at Rosé's party 8 or 9 years ago. We're not sure, maybe. But after that, the really big one when I saw your work was the party you threw in Chinatown, and that was crazy because you had Psycho Bitch and Hiroko, and these were some of the DJs that I grew up listening to on the radio, especially back in the Crowbar era, which I didn't get to experience because I'm a little younger than that, but I remember thinking like, oh, those are the Crowbar DJs, and I was really excited that you kind of brought all that together for that show. So that was amazing, and that was when I was like, okay, La Spacer is someone who's on the Chicago map now as far as like
Awesome.
dance music goes. And then you went on to throw what I actually told the class last week was the party that I think was like Chicago's most significant party of the decade, which was the Boiler Room at Radius, where basically you introduced like a cast of all of the up-and-comers in the city, like what were there, like 10 DJs in that event?
Yeah, like I we're probably gonna like count like the both rooms, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
Radius and Cermak Hall.
Sure, yeah.
But there was a lot. Yeah, so maybe it was about 10.
And I saw on social media, Hiroko posted something like, the next generation is here. And I felt that too. I was like, this is the party that solidifies like this decade of Chicago's dance music. And so I just have like infinite respect for you for organizing events like these and just generating this culture. I would say not just participating in it, but like creating it, you know?
Thank you.
So yeah, big fan. That's my introduction for you. I don't know, do you want, I always like to ask if I missed any milestones in your career that are worth mentioning.
Oh my God, there's so much, but I mean that was definitely that's a huge highlight, and it's like one of the most recent, right? That happened in April, and it's definitely like it's like a full circle where I'm just like, yo, like the work, you know, like the work that like I've been doing as an individual and as a collective, right, with Torpeteca and Coochie Fruit. That is just like, yo, like we didn't even grasp like when we started where it could have gone. We had no idea if it was gonna last 6 months, a year, or you know, like. So now that we're going to get into our 9-year anniversary in 2024, we're just like, whoa, like, and also like time passing by so quick. Like, I feel like I've only done Torpeteca for like 3 years. Like time just goes by so fast that I'm just like. But it does feel good to be recognized by other people in the community in this city and on a national and international level. And also just I love Chicago, so I'm just also like I'm always like, you know, representing and like I'm happy to keep putting Chicago, you know, in like worldwide.
Thank you. Yeah, don't move to LA or New York on us or something, or Berlin. You're gonna don't leave us for Berlin. No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, but for real though, I really appreciate the people who grow this culture here. Yeah, it really matters, I think.
Yeah, I think it like took a while for me to like put together. It's just like, yo, like this is a movement, like, and I have had like I think it was DJ First Lady that they're like, yo, like you are now part of the book of house music, and you have your chapter. You're part of a seed that's has planted and it's growing, and now you are, you know, spreading your seeds. And just seeing it as I'm just like, as I'm saying this, I'm like imagining this, like this tree, right? This like family tree, and like where it comes from, and like, and I'm just like, oh, I do this, like I do have a part there, and it's just like putting the work, and it's a labor of love. It's a labor of love, because I mean I love the music, and yeah, I just want to keep highlighting it and having art, especially here in Chicago. Like when I travel to other cities, other countries, and I see how huge it is over there, I'm always baffled, because I'm just like, yo, like this literally started in Chicago. Like why do we not have like institutions and funding from like, so I'm just kind of like, I guess that means that there's still a lot of work to do.
You're doing it. You're making it happen.
We're
we
doing
appreciate
it. We're all doing it.
Gonna...
It's definitely like, it's community. It's definitely community support.
Yeah. Let me ask you some of these questions from the students then.
Okay.
So what is this topic? Yeah, how do you stay updated on technology trends in the production industry? Well, that's interesting, because we're doing something a little more vintage here, but
now it's vintage. Oh my God, the fact that this is now vintage. That's a good question. I like, my current answer is I don't.
Okay. No, that's great.
But like it does, because I've learned like it's overwhelming, yo. And I actually had this conversation with somebody on Saturday, where it's just like, at the end of the day, these are all tools. Like so I don't know if y'all are familiar with Jeff Mills.
Okay. Yeah,
they're like one of the godfathers of techno. And I just saw them perform live at 3 Points Festival in Miami a couple weeks ago, and I happened to be like behind the booth. And after the performance, I saw their infamous Roland TR-909 like in the case, like under the table, and they had this like mixer, this like Pioneer mixer that I've never seen, and I was like, yo, that thing looks old school. Like, what is it? I asked like one of the sound people there. I'm like, they're like, yo, that's like I forgot what they said, but it's an old school mixer. And then after Jeff Mills played, Richie Houghton was playing. Okay. And Richie Houghton's more, aka Plastic Man. They were playing with Tractor laptop and like Tractor MIDI controllers, right? And I'm just kind of like, what am I seeing here? What am I learning here? That it doesn't matter what tools you use, as long as you're comfortable with those tools, and you're gonna be able to perform to the best that you can. So like that mixer that Jeff Mills was using, like an old school Pioneer mixer, like I said, it was like something 1000. And the reason why they use that mixer is that it flows really well with the TR-909. And I'm talking about like a mixer that was probably like 20 years old, maybe even older. So I'm learning a lot from like people that have been in the industry, right? That are like literally pioneers. It's just like, okay, Richie Hine is playing with their new stuff, their new, Tractor gear. They're still got the Tractor. Jeff Mills is still playing with the 1980s drum machine. And it could be overwhelming, like, because I do think about it, that it's like, it's marketing, right? It's like, well, I already bought this, so they don't need to, Roland doesn't need to sell me this anymore. I already have it, right? So all of these companies, they want to keep making money, right? So they're going to try to keep creating new things. And sometimes new things do have things that old stuff can't do. So like when you find that it's like, oh, I need to do this, and this software or machine is not doing it for me, but now there's this new thing in the market, that's great, right? But if it's literally just doing the same thing, it just has a different design, different price tag, then it's kind of like, do you need it or do you want it? Like, it's kind of like it's like an iPhone, right? It's like an iPhone. Your phones, you can call, you can text, but what does the new iPhone do, right? Like, it's newer, like it's like a new car too. So it's just like, as long as it gets you from point A to point B, right? So it got really overwhelming for me. For me, it was overwhelming. Just like, I can't catch up. Like, there's a lot of gear out there. There's new stuff, and I can't afford it. And I'm just kind of like, wait, hold up, take a step back. Like, and the other thing about it is like, it takes a while to really like learn how to use a machine or a software. So it's like when there's like a new software that's doing the exact same thing, it's just new.
Yeah.
You have to kind of relearn that, and that takes time.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm at the point where I'm just like, I don't want to spend time learning a new piece of gear unless it's really going to bring something. It's really going to enhance my work.
Yeah.
Because that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if I know what I'm doing with this one, and it can do what I need it to do, I should not focus on all of the new items, new products that are coming out, because there's gonna be new products constantly coming out.
There's infinite new stuff every year. They roll out
Infinite.
10 more new scents.
Infinite. I will say that like I've been lucky that I've gotten like some old school stuff like throughout my years, and all of those things, instead of like devaluing like MIDI controllers, they've gone up in value.
Yeah.
So if I do decide to sell them in the future, I will get my money and then some.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I made a very wise investment and bought things that are actually going up in value. But a lot of things do not go up in value. So I also like have like thought about that. Like yeah, it's like this MIDI controller, it's going to be like at a thrift store in 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Whereas like this other item, like it's gonna be in a museum. You know, so that's
this is more museum.
I hope so. I hope so.
It'll be because you're using it.
Right? Like, that's the thing. It's like stuff that's like the pitch mode, like stuff that like like synths that like really well-known artists have used. Like those are the ones that are like have a lot more value. And it's like why? It's because they actually made really good stuff with it. So yeah, it depends if if nobody used this, there'll be no value to it. But if somebody's actually using it and making cool stuff, then there's value to it for sure.
Totally. All right, let's see what else we got here. What's your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration? That's a really good question. I'm just like, dream collaboration. There's like so many artists are like popping in my head right now. I mean, like, I would say either Luke Slater or Speedy J.
Okay,
Like would be like up there for sure.
Yes.
But like that's like on an international level now. Like let's see, like in the States, I mean, I want to collaborate with like some of my friends. Like I want to collaborate with homie from California, Annika. We were like jamming out like after the Boiler Room.
Yeah.
We were literally like jamming out like at like 10 a.m. We're like, let's like get in the moment. So like I was like, yeah, I'm tired, but like also yeah, let's like jam out. So that was fun. So I mean, I want to be like collaborating definitely with like DJs and producers here from Chicago. Like I mean, I want to collaborate with Hiroko for sure.
Yeah.
Would love that. So yeah, that's just to like name a few.
Yeah, oh my gosh, what a great cat. Well, this is my dream collaboration right now. So yeah, no. Luke Slater though, you know who's on Luke Slater's label is Submerge, who's local.
Oh, I can see
Orlando.
that. I can see that. Yeah, that's really
We got
cool.
Orlando. We got to fill the space or
like,
touch with Luke
that's the
Slater.
thing. Like the thing is that like you think like these big name artists are so far away, and then once you start like learning that like people that you know, like the community is like very close knit, which is it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, Chicago's in the international scene for sure. We're all 1 degree away from
Literally just
from the
1
global
degree,
scene.
1 degree.
All right, I shouldn't even say that. We are the scene. Okay. What challenges do you face in your role, and then how do you overcome them?
In my role?
Yeah.
My role in what way? Like what?
I guess as an event promoter and also a DJ maybe. Producer. I don't know. I guess you could pick one of those. It's up
I
to
mean,
you.
the challenge is wearing so many hats. Like literally, like you know, like I feel like there's moments where I'm like more focused in event production, event planning, and then there's other moments where I'm like more focused on DJing, and then there's other moments where I'm more focused on producing music. And I think my challenge is like managing my time and trying to like not like have an imbalance of like, okay, when I'm super focused on like event planning and DJing, like my me being in the studio is like down here, and it throws me off. Like something inside me, like it feels like my soul hurts. My soul is sad because I want to create. Like I want to create. So I think it's like having this balance, and also like knowing that like I don't have to do it myself. You know, I think like asking for help. I think that's like a thing that I've been like trying to like work on, where I'm just like, hey, like I'm literally a part of a community. Like I should reach out to people to like help. So yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, because they say, I don't know, I went to school for fashion design, but I remember they used to say that you only design 10% of the time, then 90% of the time you're doing like administrative stuff to run your business. And I'd imagine this is similar.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But like, I mean, like, I feel like it's also like being on like that hustle grind mentality, right? Where like sometimes I'm just like, well, like producing at this moment in my life, like right now, like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like pay my bills at the end of the month, but like planning some like events, like I know that's like guaranteed income because like I got that going really well. DJing too is like boom boom, you know. So I think sometimes like I have to prioritize like, okay, like what's actually gonna like feed me, like literally, like how am I gonna be able to like make ends meet, like so. But it's working on that balance.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. It's the artist life.
It is.
All right, and then the last question we've got is, what advice do you have for someone starting their journey as a DJ or producer? I guess it's kind of a good segue from the last question.
I mean, my advice would be to go out there and meet like-minded people, people that are in the industry. Go to, if you want to DJ, if you want to produce, go to events that like resonate with you, that like where you feel comfortable, where you feel welcome, where you feel good energy, and then support. Maybe if you go once or twice, you might not be seen. You might be, if you're like me, who's like I'm really shy and intimidated. Like I wouldn't go up to people like right away, but that's just my personality. I was very shy. It might not seem right now, but like I was extremely shy and quiet, and like they will notice you. And I tell you that because I notice when people keep coming to our events, where I'm just like, I see you, and then like when they eventually reach out, or you know, sometimes I like, if I happen to have a moment, I'll say, hey, thanks for coming, you know, because I want people to feel seen. And I really do appreciate every single person that comes, because you have a million other options to do. And that option could be just laying in bed, you know. But you took the time and energy to like put some shoes in and go out and you know like get there. So definitely like go out, support, and put it out there, right? Like, hey, I'm just starting to DJ, or I'm making music. Reach out on social media too. But sometimes it's easier for somebody to really like remember you if you go in person. Because I do have people reach out like online that I've never ever seen, and I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, like you want to get booked and you live in Chicago, but I've never seen you, like when literally there's like 100 other people that want to do the same thing, but they're actually coming out and putting in the work and the time.
It's a community, so be a part of that community, to then do things in that community. I guess in a way it's simple, but at the same time I think it's like you said, a lot of people are I think we're all shy, and so we don't think of that, even though it's almost it's so obvious. But I think I think
and just like school, just like anything else in life, like sometimes people try to like leap, where like I meet people and they're like, hey, I want to play at this club where you're playing right now, and in my mind I'm like, hold your horses now, like, you know, I didn't just like, you know, start DJing and all of a sudden I'm like playing at this club, like it took work, it took time, so it's just like, you know, like put in the work. Some people get lucky, sometimes it's not about what you know but who you know, and that's very real, very real lesson that I've learned. a long time ago. We're just like, hey, but this person just came. Sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
like you can finesse your way into spaces. So it really depends on your character and like who you surround yourself.
Yeah.
But like you can cut those, like you can like take those shortcuts sometimes, but I can hear it. I'm like, this person still needs to do some work on some things. I mean, I do as well. You know, I'm pretty sure people say that about me, and that's fine. So it's, you know, like you just gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere.
Also, I see those people that kind of come up quick. I feel like they don't keep doing it either because they weren't super passionate about it to begin with. They like wanted to be up on the stage, but there's another type of person, and I think maybe that's someone like you where you love the craft first, and then everything else came after, and that's so much more like the roots are there. I feel like in that type of practice.
Yeah, I'm definitely, my mindset is I'm here for the journey, not the final destination. So for me, it's about the journey where I'm like, oh, I can look back and I'm like, yo, I've come a long way. You know, where as of like when something is literally handed to you, it's like, do you really appreciate it? You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, is it time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
So I'm
check out
gonna
this
do a
last
little live performance with my original tracks here in the junk room.
Oh, thank you. I triple checked, but I'm so paranoid that I'm gonna walk in front of the camera and just double check all the recordings one last time, so I don't feel like I'm like the person checking the doorknob that it's locked over and over. Oh yeah, we're so good here. That's good. And this looks great. Everything is running.
ジャンクルーム
Okay, let's space there, everybody. ask one more thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great though. Can I ask how much of it was sampling and how much was kind of from inside the box?
Sampling like sounds that I threw in here.
Yeah.
Everything was in that box.
Oh, I love that.
Everything was in that
I
box.
love that.
Yeah, I haven't
Wow.
really used this as a sampling. Like, I mean, I have an MPC and a couple. Like, I think I'm more into like keyboard for samplers. But I
Okay.
guess for drums, the MPC. I mean, like you mentioned like trip hop earlier. I'm gonna make some trip hop tracks with Jackie, which I'm
Amazing.
really into. But yeah, like that's all in the box.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, what are my plans to do? I mean, I just brought one machine, and this is okay. So this was really weird for me because I this is the second time, and the first time was on Saturday that I only perform with one machine. It's like so weird. I usually have like 4 or 5 of them. Like,
I see.
yeah. But I was like trying to like keep it minimized, and I was like, well, but this is the one this is my first one. So I'm super familiar with it and like super comfortable, and it's the one that I had like the most stuff. But like for recording, I got some like analog 808s and 909s for the drums to give it the kick. But like, you know, for like live, I was like, this is good. So yeah.
I'm so curious about these notes.
My notes, I know,
Can we hear
right?
about them at all? These are the sheet music for what you perform.
This is my sheet music. Look at that. You can take a look at them. It's just numbers.
It's amazing.
I mean, so like when I'm
Amazing.
making like beats
Gosh.
and melodies and stuff in this machine, like
Yeah.
I don't even know what my process is. I'm just like, I think my best way of organizing it is like, okay, like this bottom 9 to 16, that's gonna be like my rhythms, right? And then like 1 to 8, like that's gonna be like my synths
I see.
and any effects, right? But then like, it's not like I'm in the studio just like one day making the track, right? So like when I get back to it, like I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna change this. So then it becomes like this like puzzle.
Yeah.
So I don't have this number 1 is like the first one, number 2 is the second. Like no,
Yeah.
I'm just like all over the place. In some tracks, I'm just like, oh yeah, the top and bottom go hand in hand. And then it's all like, I just know that like mainly my drums are down here. So like, since I'm not like performing all the time, like it's not like I have it like memorized, right, each track. So I was like, yeah, let me write down my little notes to remind me, guide me of like what number is like my sequence. Because I could like save it, record it in here in a way where it's just, I can literally have it just play everything. Like, but for me, like, there's no fun in that.
No.
You know? So for me, it's more like outro and then I have control of like bring it in, bring it out. What's it called? So yeah, so that's my
That's
notes.
amazing. I love these.
My little notes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have one last question before you depart, which is who should we invite to the junk room next?
Who should you invite to the junk
Yeah.
room next? I mean, like to DJ or to like do a live performance.
You know, our thing is anything that could be kind of done at a table.
I mean, this is a pretty big table, so you can do a lot.
Yeah, we
do
could
a
have
lot.
magicians doing like card tricks.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah, I
do
mean,
you
there's-
think we should invite?
There's so many artists out there. What's it called? I mean, I would say like definitely like, you know, have Coochie Fruit come,
Yeah.
invite Coochie Fruit
With that.
to DJ, and maybe if it's like more down the line, like they might be down to do a performance. Like, I mean, we have made tracks in the past like together, and we were like, that's how we were starting to do Tropiteca and like perform live, but it was just too much to like put the event together. And then to bring the gear and to do it live, it's just like,
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
too much, like at that moment, right? Because we were just making them, so like, I know that like I still have my machines in boxes. Like the thing is I moved like
Yeah.
almost 2 years ago, you're like, well that's 2 years ago, like, but tell me, in La Spacer years, that was like 8 months ago.
Okay.
You know, my concept of time is not like, oh yeah, it's been 2 years. Like, yeah, I'm just unboxing my stuff yet. Like,
Yeah.
that's just where I'm at in life. But yeah, like I definitely want to make some cool trip hop beats with Coochie Fruit and what's it called? And get back into like some of those beats that I had before because they're pretty cool. It's like the vibe is like either trip hop or like trancey, like club, like
Yeah.
heartbreak, like, you know, like that's like my project,
Mhm.
like with them.
Okay.
But yeah, I like that it's like different styles.
Mhm.
I know some people have been like, yo, like I thought you just did techno, like that's really cool. That like you're like doing some other stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So like the thing is, I have collaborated throughout the years with different like Butoh performance artists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like two of the tracks that I like were more like chill. They were like from like the performance I did last summer.
Okay.
And the summer prior to that, so 2022 and 2021.
Yes. For the dance form?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
called Orchid Delirium
Who was it?
with
who was...
Mitsu Salmon,
Okay, yeah.
who I think is
Yeah.
Japanese.
I've performed with
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do. I think you have an album with them, right? Something like that.
No, but we did I think it was Bridge Dance Festival a few years ago.
Some
But
years
yeah.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
that's
definitely
cool.
got a bunch of tracks, like an hour like worth of tracks like that I like made like to collaborate with Mitsu.
No way.
And then I like
wow.
play like live with Mitsu like a couple of times with them.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, like I was like telling your students that like I mean I'm all over the place with like genres,
Mhm.
like listening, and like
Yeah.
it makes sense that translate over to my creative process. But like, yeah, what's it called? There's just so much. I don't know. You heard like the little like reggaeton like
A
dancey
little
beat
bit.
in there.
Yeah, it was in there. It was.
Gotta, you know, throw in
Yeah.
the Latin flavor. You
Mhm.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, and then it went like straight techno after a
Yeah,
while.
and then I was like,
I
yeah,
didn't even see that
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it
were
was
like, oh, I
great.
guess it's not gonna be a techno set. Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
wait.
I like
Yeah.
the suspense though. I liked the pacing a lot.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, oh my gosh, you're
yeah.
doing us the favor.
Yeah, I mean, like when you were hitting me up in the summer, it was gonna be a DJ set, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even like on Saturday, I was like, that's why I hadn't responded. You're like, you wanna do a DJ set or perform?
No
And, like,
worries.
and that was like crickets for me because I was still figuring it out myself.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, I'm like doing this performance. I'm like, this is gonna be fresh.
Mhm.
I'm like, let me just like do a performance instead of like just doing a DJ set and like playing other people's tracks, like you
Mhm.
know, like so I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, let me.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's like you basically performed your own song, a really long song, a symphony.
Yeah, it was, yeah, put together
Yeah.
with just one machine.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have vocals, like I do have sampled some vocals and stuff.
Mm.
Like there was probably at least one track I can think of that I didn't include the vocals because I didn't sample them in here because
I
I
see.
played with the keyboard.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's it
Yeah.
called? But like for me, the vocals are like they're just extra. They're,
Okay.
like I feel like I'm still like working on those vocals. Yeah, I do have like I'm starting to integrate some like more vocal stuff
Interesting.
into like some of my tracks for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, should we conclude on that note then?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spacer.
Thanks. Junk room.
Junk room.
Till next time.
All right.